Welcome back to my channel. We're going to do a Q&A right now. I asked you guys on my Instagram about what you wanted to know about me. So let's go through the questions. I feel like I'm gonna try my best to categorize them and have like the first part be like personal questions, and then have a section about like running, and then a section of like miscellaneous stuff. So let's start with the personal questions, which I don't really know if it's personal, but it's more just like about like my personal life slash like how I am, how I got to where I am. Am I dating? I know everyone wants to know. I am not dating anyone like exclusively. I am single. I'm as single as I've ever been, but I'm super happy. So I am very happy with where I'm at. Another question I keep getting is like, how do I stay happy while being single? And I think a huge part of that has to do with the fact that I was in a relationship for so long, like in and out of relationships. I feel like for about like 5 or 6 years I was like in back-to-back relationships, and it was just by chance. Like I would break up with a guy, and then a few months later a new guy would come into my life, and they'd be like great guys on paper, and I would fall for them, start liking them, we start dating, and then you know the cycle. They get complacent, and then things would go south, and then things would end, and then I'd be like, hey, finally I'm single, I can like date around, I can be single, I'll have my single life, and then the love bug came back around. So I feel like I finally have had a solid like 1.5 years of being single, and at first it was kind of hard because I was used to having someone all the time, and I was very afraid of being alone, which I think is super normal. Like humans crave companionship. But I finally was able to be single and put all that energy that I was putting into like dating someone into myself, and I feel like I have just like never been better. My health is better, my happiness is better, my emotions, my mental health, my spiritual health, everything is just better. Enough about that though. Did I go to college? I did go to college. I went to BYU and I was pre-med. I actually studied microbiology. I started at BYU as a PD bio major, which is physiology and developmental biology, but that major was so freaking long that I decided to change my mind, and I switched majors like my junior year, and I switched to microbiology, and I had like 4 more classes, like 4 core hard classes plus like electives and stuff, but like 4 core classes and a few electives left, and it made me graduate a lot faster than if I was PD bio. But I really enjoyed both majors. I was an anatomy cadaver TA for 3 years, so I taught on dead bodies, that's what a cadaver is, for like a section of like 30 students, and I had a few sections each semester, and I would just teach them all the things from like veins, arteries, bones, fetal circulation, you name it, I taught it. Muscles, upper body, lower body muscles, nerves, all the things. It was so interesting. And then another question people ask is like, how did I know I wasn't gonna go to medical school anymore, and like how I knew that the pre-med path like wasn't right for me. And it was a variety of things. I really was passionate about it for so long, but I feel like I really fell out of love with it. And like I think part of that was burnout, but also part of that was it didn't feel right anymore. And I had a few experiences that really solidified that it wasn't right for me. One of which being whenever I was working in an office, which was constantly, like when you're pre-med, you have to get the volunteer hours, you gotta get the clinical hours, you gotta get all the hours. So I was getting clinical hours, and I was working in a volunteer care clinic, and I really liked the volunteer care clinic, but it was kind of hard for me. I felt like, one, I'm a very emotional person. I take home emotions with me. Like I still remember a lot of the patients to this day, like the people who are going through like hard times, like I still think about them. Like I'm very much so an empath in that sense, and I felt like it was gonna weigh on me a lot. And then secondly, when I was working in other offices that weren't volunteer, like I was getting paid to work there, I always was like, I want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. And also when I was shadowing doctors, there wasn't like a single doctor that I shadowed that I felt like enjoyed their lifestyle. It sounds awful, like maybe I was just shadowing the wrong people. Like I was shadowing very intense like surgeons, very intense doctors who are very, very skilled and very, very good, but I just like, I don't want this lifestyle for myself. Like they work from like literally 5 a.m. until like 8 p.m. and then they go home and do emails. And I'm like, you're working constantly. Like that doesn't align with my priorities in life. And like we need good doctors, but I was like, I don't think I'm passionate enough about this to be a doctor. So then I became pre-PA. So I did the whole MCAT thing, studied so hard for that, and didn't end up sending an application, which is good because I didn't do that whole secondary process, which would have been a doozy. But I did apply to PA school. Let's see, was it 2020 or was it 2021? I think it was 2021, August. So if you know that's very late in the cycle to be applying to PA school. And I applied to 4 schools in California, the ones that were still accepting applications. And I interviewed and got into 1 school of the 4. And this is when I knew I was not supposed to be in the healthcare profession. Was when I got in, my heart dropped and I was like, crap, like now I have to go. That was not the right reaction. Like PA school is such a triumph. Like to get in is insane and so exciting, and like I should be so excited to get in, but I was like, me, like now I have to go. So then I tried to defer a year to figure it out, and they said we don't accept deferrals. And I was like, I actually don't care. And so then go. During this time, so another question I got was, how did you start influencing? And during this time, it was like, let's see, I applied in August, and then February, 6 months later, I started posting to TikTok. I had gotten it, I think in December or something, I don't really know, but I got it around sometime then. And in February, I started posting to TikTok, and it was kind of like my escape outlet. Like I was just posting for fun. I was like going through a break at the time, and I remember just putting my energy into like different stuff, like new stuff, pick up new hobbies, and one of them was TikTok. And I like grew like 10K followers in like I think a month and a half, like maybe 6 weeks. And I really liked sharing my hair stuff and just like making like silly funny TikToks and just like, I don't know, just having fun and like seeing audios and being like, oh my gosh, I want to make this video to this audio. And having like a few videos go viral and like gain me a bunch of followers, and then being like, okay, this is so fun. So it would just start us for fun. And then I moved back to Utah. So I was living here at the time, and then I moved back up to Utah for like 6 months, and I spent that July in Newport and felt like I need to move back to California. So I packed up my stuff end of August and moved back to Newport. And that is when I decided, okay, I'm gonna set some weekly goals, and I'm gonna like start to take TikTok seriously, because I had been paid like a few brand deals at like 20K followers in August when I decided to move down to California. And so I was like, okay, like I see there's some money in this. I don't really know what I want to do with my life right now. My deferral to PA school was denied. So let's just like have fun with TikTok and just like see what happens. So I made a goal, like a weekly goal on this, like I had this whiteboard, I'd write out all my weekly goals. I was working for another job at the time. I put those other goals on there too. And I had a goal to post 2 or 3 times a day on TikTok, and it worked. Like now influencing is my full-time job. I grew from 20K in September to now I'm at, I think 376K on TikTok. And then in this last January, a few months ago, I started posting on Instagram, like an influencer, whatever you want to call that, to Instagram Reels, and I grew from 2K to now 150K. So if you're thinking about influencing, do it. Go after it. It is so worth it. It's so fun. And I really never thought this would be my career. Obviously, like I thought I was gonna be a doctor or PA, whatever, and now I'm literally doing this as my job. Pretty crazy. So someone asked what brought you to Newport after graduation, and honestly, I just wanted to be here, to be completely frank. Like, I said I love Newport. I am not gonna wait for a guy, because this was my mindset when I was like living in Utah and having boyfriends and stuff. I like wanted to like find a guy and like, you know, create a life together and move down to Newport or Orange County or just back to California and build a life together. And I had recently broken up with my boyfriend like 6 months prior and decided, you know what, like why am I waiting for a guy to take me to where I want to be? Like, I'm gonna go out to Newport and I'm gonna build that life for myself. Like, I know I want to be there long term. I know I want to have a family there. Like, I'm just gonna go down there and pray I can make enough money to sustain myself and just pray it all works out. And sure enough, it worked out better than I could have ever imagined. Like, if you told me a year ago that I'd be here where I am today with my career, my following, my life, like my friends, like I would have never believed you. I would have been like, you're actually lying. Like, that's not gonna be my life. Like, what? Crazy. Okay, let's see, more personal questions, or what I deem as like personal. I don't really know. Let's move on to running. A lot of questions in here about running. Hi, how do you run / exercise every day and not wash your hair often and need the secret? Okay, so I do wash my hair like frequently. I mean, between like 2 or 3 times a week, which I feel like is pretty good. And what I will say is my hair, I don't really sweat very much. Like, I really don't. It's so odd. But I will run and like not be red in the face and like have like very little sweat on me. It's really bizarre. But I don't sweat that much, so it's okay for my hair. I just get super greasy, and so I can go a few days without having to wash it. I love the dry shampoo by Beauty Bio. It's called the Healthy Scalp Dry Shampoo. It's the best. Has 0 residue on your scalp when you spray it. Not mad, I just love it. And then once, you know, we can't do the dry shampoo anymore and it's just gone too far, I'll slick it back. But I like slicking my hair back even when my hair is not dirty. The day hair stuff that I use, you can put it on clean hair and then take it out, and like your hair will be fine. Like, you don't need dirty hair to always to slick it back. Like, you can wear it down the next day. Okay, I forgot there's one more personal question, and there's a lot of questions about it, so I can't skip it. People are asking me personal thoughts on alcohol and more info on not drinking alcohol. Do you drink alcohol? A lot of alcohol questions. And this is what I'll say. I don't drink alcohol. My close friends and family know that at one point I did drink alcohol. In high school I did drink, but I wasn't drinking like a normal person. Like, I was very much so unhappy and like drinking to escape. Like, I wasn't just like, oh, social drinking. Like, no, it was not like that. And I was more so like self-medicating in a sense. But I really had a hard time in high school. I did not like high school. I just didn't like it. High school is not for everyone. Like, that is for sure. And like, if you're a girl who like hates high school, like, I'm right there with you. If you like high school, great. Like, you're lucky. But I didn't really like it. I loved college though. Had so much fun. Had so many fun girlfriends and friends. But yeah, I drank in high school and it wasn't for me. Like, I would wake up the next day and feel awful, like depressed, anxious. And it would take me a while to recover from that, and physically I felt awful. Like, I had no energy. I was significantly heavier. Like, once I stopped drinking, which I left to college and never drank again. Like, I haven't drank in almost 8 years now. And I guess, like, let's see. Yeah, like almost 8 years now. And I dropped 15 pounds immediately once I stopped drinking, which was what, like I just said, when I went to college. And my life became exponentially better. Like, I'm telling you, I feel like, for me personally, this is not everyone, alcohol was holding me back immensely. Like, I wasn't really trying very hard in school, in high school. I stopped drinking, go to college, and I had so much mental clarity. I could study for so long and not get distracted, and I was just, my life trajectory completely shifted when I cut that out of my life. I feel like I would really bet money that I would not be where I am today had I kept doing that. Like I know for a fact that like it was so unhealthy for me. Obviously not for everyone, but for me it was so unhealthy, and like I have zero desire to ever casually drink at all ever again. And it's just like not good for me. And I think especially with like my running and everything, my lifestyle like doesn't make sense. If that makes sense. Like it doesn't make sense for me to drink. It's not good for me physiologically. My body does not react well to it. For so many reasons, I don't drink, and I will never drink. Another question I get is like, how do you not drink and like deal with friends who maybe do drink, or like friends who are upset that you're not drinking anymore, or like pressure you to drink? And this is what I'll say. One, you can still have friends that have like different like lifestyles than you, like that can drink, that will drink and stuff, and you can be friends with people who drink. The thing that's not okay to me is friends who aren't accepting of like your new lifestyle. If they are not going to be your friend because you've decided you don't want to drink anymore, they're not a real friend. A real friend will support you in your life decisions and support what's best for you and what's best for your health. And that's that. Like a friend who's gonna pressure you is not a true friend, and they probably just want to have fun with you, which is valid, but you can have fun without that. Like I guarantee you I've had so much fun when I do not drink at all. So, and every single time I go out to bars or clubs or wherever I may be, people are shocked that I'm not drunk. They're like, how are you here? Like, how are you talking to people? Like, I'd be so anxious. I would like, how are you doing this? And I'm like, honestly, like, you get used to it. Like, I can literally go up to anyone and start talking to them. I feel like alcohol, sometimes you can become almost reliant on it to like ease your nerves and like give you some liquid courage, but truly you can do without it. So that is my personal take on alcohol and being around it and friends and alcohol and everything like that. Okay, back to the running. Tips to get into running was the next question. This is what I'll say. People always ask, like, how do I start running? And here's the thing. No one can like force you out the door. You have to just force yourself out the door. And don't put pressure on yourself. If you are like feeling like, oh, I don't really want to run, then don't. Go for a walk. And if while you're out there, you're like, you know what, I'll like jog for a minute, then jog for a minute. That's all you have to do. You can start literally right there and then walk for another minute and then jog for a minute, or jog for 2 minutes and then walk for a minute. Whatever it may be, like just kind of sprinkle in some jogging into your walking. And then if you're really feeling ambitious, then just only jog. I almost don't even like calling it running, because it's like running sounds so like so laborious and like so much work. When you say, oh, I'm just gonna go for a little jog, it's like, oh yeah, just go for a jog around the block. Like, no biggie. Kind of gaslight yourself. Like I always gaslight myself. If I have like a really long run and I know I'm gonna be running for like 2 hours, I'll be like, you know what, like I'll just go out there, see how I'm feeling after an hour, and like if I want to go home, I'll just go home. But I know myself and I won't just stop. So whatever helps you get out the door, once you're out there, I swear you're not gonna like, you're gonna want to just do it, you know? And then the other thing I'll say is listen to great music, have a good playlist, have good running shoes. And what I'll say, I see all over the freaking internet running guys, girls, running influencers saying, this is the best shoe, this is the best shoe, get this shoe, get this shoe. No. I will say the New Balance 1080 is the best shoe for my foot right now. But like everyone has a different foot, a different cadence, a different stride. They strike differently. They have different arches. Everything is different. So your foot may not be good in the type of shoe that I like. And like your shoe that's great for you may not be great for me. So what I will say is go to a running store, Roadrunner, Runner's Corner. There's got to be a running shop in your town. Go get fitted and sized for the right shoe for your foot. They'll probably do like an examination, see where you put your pressure. Is it more on your heels, the balls of your feet, the side? And they'll see that and then find a shoe that's best suited for your foot and your like unique stride. I will say that I like New Balance 1080 V12 is my favorite. I have high arches and I have like bad joints and like a more narrow foot, but they do work for wider feet, just size up half the size. They're great. They're not too gushy, but they're not too firm. They kind of like bounce you back off the pavement, but they still give you enough cushion to support your joints. I could go on for days about the New Balance 1080 V12s, but yeah, get a good pair of shoes and don't trust anyone. Go get sized. More questions about running. Okay, my running watch is Suunto, Suunto. I really, really like it. And does all the things. Let's see, fave running shorts. You guys know I love like a split short. So the new Nike Aero Swift, love those. I also really like the Lululemon Fast and Free. It is high-waisted, and like I don't really love running in high-waisted shorts because when I wear my belt, I feel like it slips around all weird, but I don't know. Okay, also, how to motivate yourself to run / keep running. Honestly, I'm still figuring it out because I go through slumps where I don't want to run, and then I go through times where I'm just like obsessed and I'll be running incessantly. I'll run all the time and will like not be tired or burnt out at all. Right now, I'm in the burnt out phase. But that's because I've been training for a marathon for actually 4 months, and I've never trained more than 10 weeks for a marathon. So in my head, I should have ran that marathon literally, let's see, what's 4 times 4? 16. I should have ran the marathon 6 weeks ago. Yeah, I still have another like 10 weeks to train. So pray for me. But to stay motivated, I always remind myself like it's harder to get back into running shape than to stay in running shape. So I better just like keep doing it. Like even if it's just like 2 miles or 3 miles, like you'll still keep those muscle fibers that you've built up and that endurance you've built up from running. So that's one thing that really keeps me like, hey, just do a little bit of running just to keep that base in there. And then another thing I always think about is how one day, unfortunately, we're gonna be old and we won't be able to run. Like we'll have these creaky joints, creaky backs, be in pain, and running we won't be able to run anymore. And like that will get me out the door like nothing else. Like that is terrifying. And like also the more you exercise, the like longer you'll probably be able to exercise. Like it's really good for your health. Trying to think of more things. Okay, another thing I think about is some people physically can't run. Like they have physical illnesses or ailments that keep them from running, and I'm like, yeah, I want to run. Like let's go for a run. Like I'm so lucky to be able to run. Am I on a diet? No, definitely not. Like if you know me, you know I eat whatever the freak I want, but I also intuitively eat. Like I'm not gonna like have like chow down on like treats and sweets and garbage. Like I eat healthy 80% of the time, like 20% of the time we grab, baby. We totally grab. Favorite distractions for long runs. You guys, if you have not listened to the Big Booty playlists on Spotify or SoundCloud, go listen to them. They're literally amazing. It's like you're running with a rave in your head. It's so much fun. And that's what I listen to in every marathon. I pop on 3 of them because they're an hour long, or like 4 of them, I guess. And I'm just raving the whole time when I'm running, and it's such a vibe. What I listen to during long runs, same thing. Or I have a running playlist, which is linked on my Instagram and TikTok bios. Okay, foods that fuel you but don't make you feel gross. Great question. Everybody's different. Some people have like food intolerances. I am lucky and I don't. But my favorite foods are usually protein rich. For breakfast, I love eggs. I love protein yogurt. So I'll have like Greek yogurt with berries and granola. Or I'll have like a protein cereal with almond milk, protein shake. I'm big on having a good breakfast that's protein heavy because then you stay full throughout the day and you're not like snacking as much. If I do want a snack, I love having deli meat. I love cheese sticks. I love pickles. I love putting, it's kind of like random, but I love putting like deli meat around a pickle and eating it. So good. Lunch, I love dino nuggets. I know it sounds so whack, but I love dino nuggets. In the air fryer, chef's kiss. I also really like turkey tacos for lunch or dinner. I'm trying to work on like having more dinner recipes because I feel like I don't have that many. But those are my faves. I love tamales. I love Trader Joe's frozen meals, they're fire. Okay, let's move on to like miscellaneous questions. What's my job? Influencing. Okay, actually we're gonna go backtrack. How do you prevent running injuries? I will say foam rolling is the absolute biggest thing you can do to prevent an injury. Every time I stop foam rolling because I get lazy, I get injured. If I'm foam rolling my legs before and after runs, my legs don't get injured. I don't get in. It's literally crazy. If you prep your muscles correctly for a run, you'll be great. And if you roll them out afterwards, you're just gonna benefit so much from it. So I would definitely say foam rolling is the biggest thing. Okay, now we're moving on to miscellaneous stuff. Did I grow up playing any sports? I was a competitive gymnast for like 8 years, for a long time. My parents would have parents who threw me into literally every sport. Like, you name it, I probably did it. Tennis, softball, soccer, basketball, dancing, like everything, they put me into it. And so much so, like I honestly was kind of bugged because once I found that I loved gymnastics, they still made me do all the other sports, and I would get injured in the other sports and like not be able to compete for gymnastics, and it bugged me. And then I quit end of my 8th grade year because I had no social life, and I wanted to have a social life in high school, which is true. If you're a gymnast, you know that like you don't have a social life. You work out like 5 hours a day every day, so it's tough. Favorite brands for loungewear? Obviously Skims. Skims is amazing. I love Boys Lice sweatsuits. I love White Fox sweatsuits. I love JVS Trucker sweatsuits I'm wearing right now. I've worn it non-stop since I got it. It's so comfy. What other loungewear do I like? I don't really know. I like Lululemon. I mean, that's like workout wear, but also it's like super comfortable lounging. Aloe, you know the deal. Oh, and Brandy, duh. Brandy basics and sweatpants are amazing. Favorite skincare? I will say my absolute favorite skincare product is absolutely hands down tretinoin. Tretinoin is so good. It gets rid of acne, gets rid of wrinkles, prevents wrinkles. It is so good. And essentially what tretinoin does is it increases your cell turnover rate by 7 times. So you're just turning over new cells a lot, and that's preventing acne, preventing wrinkles, etc. Do I want kids? Yes, I want kids, but I want to be married first. Advice on juggling full-time corporate job with content creating. My goodness, I did that for 3 months. Not corporate, but it was a job in sales, and I was really busy. It is so hard. What I would recommend is batching your content and having like one or two videos to post every day, and like batch on the weekends if you can, or like do 1 video a day like during your work day, like after work, before work, and just like just get it done. But it's so hard to juggle. If you are doing both, I give you major props because it is so hard. Okay, favorite TV shows. This is tough because I have so many and I feel like I'm gonna forget a bunch. Okay, The Office is a classic. It's just so funny. I love Grey's Anatomy growing up, but I don't really watch it anymore. Let me go to my Netflix because I feel like I'm literally gonna forget all of them. I just watched Too Hot to Handle and that was hilarious. Okay, Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl was really good. New Girl is good. Sex Lives of College Girls is super good. This one's so cringe and like low-key kind of bad, but Never Have I Ever. It's like the worst acting you possibly will ever watch, but like for some reason I get hooked. Like it makes no sense, but I'm hooked. White Lotus was amazing. If you need a good show, watch White Lotus. Oh, Yellowstone, super good. There's so many. I love to have a good show, especially when I'm in a relationship. I'll like have a show that me and my boyfriend will watch, but it's been a year. It's been years since we've been doing that. Okay. How did you find a friend like Sophia? She's such a queen. I'm literally so lucky. She actually DM'd me on Instagram like April of last year, and we hung out and went for a run, and we just like clicked that fast and already had sleepovers like right away and became besties like right away. We were super lucky to find each other. How tall are you? 5'5". Favorite beach in OC? I love T Street. I love Victoria Beach in Laguna. I love like lower down like towards the Wedge, like G Street in Newport. It's just so fun. I love 32nd because they're close to like Sancho's and like close to all the action. There's just so many good beaches in Orange County. Favorite Newport Beach OC food spots. I'm looking for new food inspo. Obviously Sancho's, the one in San Clemente, in my opinion, is the best. Pedro's in San Clemente is super good. Nick's in Laguna is super good. South of Nick's in Laguna is super good. I love Bandera. Their ribs are amazing. I love Gulfstream. R&D Kitchen. They're kind of like they're owned by the same people, I think, those three restaurants. What else do I love? Gina's Pizza is good. I really like Sabatino's for Italian, or Trenta for Italian in Costa Mesa. Let's think. There's so many food places, it's like unreal. Obviously, Jersey Mike's. I know it's a chain, but like, I literally love Jersey Mike's so much. Sushi Roku, or Buddha's Favorite. Let me go to my list. I have a whole list of, which if you want this list, DM me on Instagram. I'll send you the list of my favorite food places. I also like Alta for breakfast burritos. It's so good. It's amazing. Ooh, okay, yeah. Jan's Health Bar, Shirley Temple. Shirley's Bagels is what I meant to say. Breakfast Republic, Doughboys, Stocks, Guacamigos, Din Tai Fung, obviously, Greenleaf, Crack Shack, Soul. Beachcomber is so cute. Takes forever to get a reservation though. Bear Flag, I love Bear Flag. Mint Thai Leaf, so good. Mastro's, obviously super expensive but good. 5 Crowns, expensive but very good. Okay, I think that's like almost all of it. Let's do a few more questions. What's your next book to read, and what's your favorite genre? Right now I'm like loving romance. Like, I feel like it's my way to like get my romance fill without having actual romance in my life. So I've been reading like romance books. I just finished Every Summer After. I'm starting Happy Place, but after that I'm gonna read Malibu Rising. Tons of you guys recommended it to me, so I'm really excited to start that. Am I a West Coast girly? Yes, I am. I grew up in LA. I don't know if people know that. I grew up in LA. I have 5 siblings. I'm one of 6, and went to high school in LA. Then obviously you guys know I went up to BYU for college and then came back here. Protein bars. Favorite protein bars. Bear Bells. Obviously, so good. Do you ever have bad body image days? 1000% I do. I have them all the time. I feel like I go through phases though. If I'm training a lot for a marathon, I don't experience bad body image days. And I think it's because I just feel so strong and I feel so healthy that like, why would I feel out of my body? It's carrying me so many miles and I feel so capable and I feel so empowered. Like, why would I put my body down? I think it's when I'm like not working out a bunch. And I mean, obviously like you shouldn't have to work out to feel good about your body, but I feel like I just feel healthy and strong, and like I don't judge my body when I'm working out hard, because I'm like, well, this is just my body. Like, this is what it is and I love it for what it does for me. So that's how it is for me. Then where are my bracelets from? Let's end on a jewelry tour because you guys have been asking for this for I feel like ages. So let's start with the earrings. The second holes are made by Mary, and they're this pave hoop, like huggy. It's so cute. And then these second ones are Majuri and like a thicker huggy. It's so cute. And then let's go through bracelets. I have 2 permanent bracelets on, but you honestly can't really see them because they're just like hidden in my stack. And then all of these are all from Karen Lazar. I love them. And then this is the Love bracelet by Cartier, and this is the small version of the Justin Clue Cartier bracelet. Let's go through the rings. This one right here is by Ring Concierge. It has little diamonds around it. So cute. I love it. I just got it like pretty recently. And then this is the Cartier Justin Clue small version ring. And then I have this Tiffany heart ring that I think is so cute. And then I have the Cartier Love ring on this hand in yellow gold. Also, all of it is yellow gold or silver. And then I have an Amazon ring that used to be gold, but now it's literally silver. And then I have another Tiffany little ring. And then as for my necklaces, I always change up my necklaces, but this one I actually made. I'm gonna get close so you can see it. This one I actually made with Honey by Kate, this small business. and it's actually releasing on Saturday. I'm so excited. It's so good. I can wear it in the water, shower, ocean, and it's stunning. And that's all my everyday jewelry, I feel like. Obviously I changed up the necklaces like I said, but that is pretty much everything. So I hope you guys, okay, I'm gonna ask you a question actually, guys. I want you to comment what you want to see from me, because obviously I like doing the vlogs, but I feel like people use YouTube for more than just vlogs. Like, should I do more get ready with me's, chit chats? Do you want a mukbang? Like, I know that's like very Trish Paytas of me, but like, who doesn't love mukbang? Like, it's so fun to like eat with someone. Anyways, what do you want to see from me? I'll do it. I'll take notes. Obviously I'm gonna keep vlogging because vlogging is like my new favorite thing right now. But comment that and I'll have another video up next Monday. A little vlog of the weekend. I have no idea what I'm doing this weekend, but I'm gonna take you guys along anyways. We're gonna have a lot of fun regardless. Still in my surfing era, so we'll keep surfing together. And yeah, I think that's all. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. I'm not gonna force you, but I'd appreciate it. And I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in a week. Bye.